Namaskar everyone. So welcome to the lecture 27 of the Web Dev Express series. And in this series, we're talking about each and everything that has to be known while we're learning web development. That is starting from the basic one, like how server work, how web browser work, to front end, and then afterwards we'll talk about the backend and database. So that is what we're going to learn in this series. And in this video today, we are going to talk about the CSS color and master it how we can use colors in our projects. So without doing any delay, let us start our today's video. So first, we have got a basic structure HTML over here, where we have used external CSS to link our HTML file with the CSS. And let me give the title over here. The title will be CSS colors for today. CSS colors. And after that, let me open this in live server also, so that we could visualize how our things look in the web browser. And let me zoom this a little bit. So like up to 500, a little 500. So it will be 400%. Now after that, let me write down here a paragraph, like using paragraph tag. So this is a paragraph where we will learn about colors. So here we have a simple paragraph, and if we go to web page, we could see that paragraph like this. Okay, oh, it was a little bit. So this is a paragraph where we learn about the colors. After that, our today's video is about the CSS. So let us go to style.css and then learn about the paragraph. So when we are learning about the colors, then there are basically four types of method to use color, or four types of pattern to use the color. So let me put the topic over here, color in CSS, where our first type will be the name of the color. We'll just use the name only. In the second method, we'll use the hexadecimal color pattern. Then third one, it will be the RGB color pattern. Then fourth one, we'll also talk about RGBA color pattern. And plus bonus, we'll also be talking about HSL color pattern. Then sixth one, HSB color pattern. Then seventh one, CMYK color pattern. So yeah, these are the bonus points. So we'll talk about these colors into our video, where we'll be basically focusing on the name of color, hexadecimal color pattern, RGB, and RGBA color pattern. We'll focus on these four color pattern for at first. Then later on, we'll discuss, but we won't use that much in this video. We will all be also talking about HSL, HSP, and CMYK color pattern. So let us start. Let us use a selector called paragraph tag. So let's start with the name of the color at first. So basically, whenever we are using color in CSS, then we have to use a property called as color. So color, and as we suggest, name is given. So the name of the color, just for example, if you want to change it into yellow, as you can see here that by default, the color of the text is black. So it is the default color that you can see in CSS. Now, if you have to change this into other colors, like let us say yellow, red, green, blue, then magenta, we can change that by giving the name also. So let's change this into red. You can see over here, the text of the paragraph has changed to red. If you want to change this into yellow, you can see over here. Now, then how could you know that what kind of color exists that could be used into our project then? So here, if you will press Ctrl plus space from your keyboard, you could see there variety of color name which can be used into your CSS project, like Alice Crew, Antique White, Aqua, Aquamarine. Then same like that, we have a different kind of colors. So let me just scroll it towards the bottom. You could see that there are many colors that could be used into our projects, up to yellow, green. So this is how we give the name. You can see that from the list also. Now, next one, we have a next pattern over there called as hexadecimal color pattern. How do you use that? So let us see over here. First, we have already talked about the color name. Sorry, we have already talked about the color name. Now, after that, we'll be talking about. Okay, we will be talking about the hexadecimal color code. So in a hexadecimal color code, you can see there that we have got such kind of value. As you can see over here, in red you can see there hashtag FF. Why is it writing there the alphabet? So if we have learned about the number system, you could see that in hexadecimal number system, the value ranges between 0 to 9 and A to F. Altogether, there are 16 characters in hexadecimal number system. So that's what we are going to use this in this pattern also. So it will go up to F and the least one will be 0. So altogether 16. Now let us see. If you look at red, you will see there hashtag FF and all the other values are 0. And let me tell you, hexadecimal color patterns are comprised of 6 characters. Yes, the first two character denotes red. As you can see over here, we have got the maximum value in this first two character. So that's why we'll get a pure red color over there. Yeah. Okay. Now, same like that. If you will see the next one, blue, you will see that we can see the maximum value in the last two section or last two digits or let's say character. So that's why this color will appear to be blue, because if you have got the maximum value at the last two characters, then that will be blue. Then same like that, if you will go to green, sorry, there's a little bit of mistake over here, RGB. Okay, so how green looks like that? So let me just rub this one like this, hide this one, and then write a character over here like this, hashtag 00FF00. Okay, and okay, maximize this part. So this is the green. As you can see over here, in hexadecimal color pattern, let me write over here, hashtag 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have altogether 6 character. The first and second character denotes red, third and fourth character denotes green, fifth and sixth character denotes the blue. So our hexadecimal color pattern is comprised of red, green, and blue. So if you want your color to be to have red color, then you have to give the value over first and second, and the value can range from 0 to F. So if you are giving 0, 0, then that means that color which we are using won't have any red color value, neither it won't show any red color pattern over there, or it won't show any kind of red value over there. Means red will be totally dismissed from that color over there. Like whenever you are playing with colors, you might have noticed when you mix different kind of colors, then you will get another color over there. Means you might have noticed that thing. So that is what we are going to see over here. So 0, 0. If you are giving FF, then that will have the maximum red color that can be used in that next color that can be appear. If you are giving 0, 0, means green color is absent in that color which you are trying to make. Then if you are giving FF, then green is the maximum one. Then if you are giving 0, 0 at the last, blue is the maximum one, and FF, then blue is the maximum. So 0, 0 means minimum and FF the maximum value. So what is it then? So let us see in the project. So if I will give here, let me see first, right? Here we have got black. If I will give hashtag 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So the color is black. So what is happening over here then? So we have got first value as 0, 0. Yeah. You can see over here. We have got first value as 0, 0. Second also same 0, 0. Third also 0, 0. That means red, green, and blue color absent over there in that color pattern. And if there is no red, green, or blue, or if there is no such colors in any kind of places or any kind of condition, then that will be a completely black color. But if you will mix all these colors, so for example, if I will write FF red, FF green, FF blue, then that will turn into white. That means that you can see any other thing over here because it is completely white. So that means the if we mix all those colors, then it will change into white. That is what it's trying to tell us over here. But if you can change that color pattern over here. Like if you will write down FF0000, as you can see over here, we have got FF at the, okay, FF at the very first, means that the red color position. So that's and all the other like green and blue, they have got 0. Means we can only get to see red color in that text. Red. But if you have got FF over there, means now the color you can see there, we have got FF, that the maximum value in the red also and maximum value in the green also. Means now we are going to get a color which can be obtained by mixing red and green. So that is somewhat yellow over there. But if you are writing 00FF, look, now we are going to see the color which can be found by mixing green and blue, because we have got the value in green and blue position only. Same like this, we can create variety of colors by using this hexadecimal color pattern. Now, obviously, when we're using it for the first time, we may not find suitable color pattern. We may not know that thing, but we can click over here. You can see there we are getting a square box over there with the color. Now, we can change that one. Like, you can change like this. Look, I can drag this one and change the color value. And here also you can see there we can have variety of color. So I can drag this one up and down and get variety of color. Like this color has got this color code. Now how I am getting this thing then? It is due to extension called as, let me give it the extension also. It is called as prettier code formatter. You can download this extension and you will get to see those colors over there. It is a very useful extension if you are doing web development. It helps to solve different kind of problems. It helps to format your code. It helps to make your code look attractive. So this is all for the hexadecimal color pattern. Same like that, we have got RGB color pattern. Now RGB, it acts like a function. If you have learned programming a little bit also, it acts like a function for it. So now you can see there the third one, RGB value. So in RGB, you can see there inside the bracket, we have got the value. So the first one we have got 255 at the top front, means this is the red value or red position. The middle one is the green position, and the last one is the blue position. So here also same thing. This has to be 255, right? So now it is similar to hexadecimal, but instead of having this hexadecimal number, inside the bracket you will have got the number starting from 0 to 255. Altogether there will be 256 values over there. So how is it used in our project then? It can be used by using RGB function. So RGB inside the bracket we have to keep the value. Like for red, let us say if we write 255 and green at 0, blue at 0, then we are going to see only red color into the website. But if there is maximum value in the green position, we are going to see the green. If there is maximum value in the green and blue position, we can see a color which can be made by mixing green and blue. So it works similar to hexadecimal, but the way of writing is different over here. And same like hexadecimal, you can also change over here. Like you can click on that square bracket and change the color over here. It is appearing hexadecimal, but you can do it in RGB also. Now similar to hexadecimal, you can also use a 0 value. If you give 000, means it does not have got red, green and blue, so it happens to be black. So while if you give the maximum value in those 3 positions, then it appears to be white. Fine. So it is similar to hexadecimal, so no need to worry about this thing. But we have got next color pattern over there called as RGBA, which is similar to RGB. Just RGB, red, green, and blue, and A will stands for alpha, and alpha means transparency over here. Means just for example, if you want to make a color a little bit transparent, you might need such kind of thing sometime. So if you need that, you have to add A to RGB, and at last you have to add something value. and the value ranges from 0 to 1. So for example, if I will give a 0 to 7, so it will have got a little bit transparent. If I will click over here, you can see over here also, I can change the transparency. Click over here, and in the slide, I can change the transparency. It starts from 0 to 1, and I can change that. Look, okay, sorry, how it looks like. 0 to 2.11, where 0 stands for completely transparent and 1 means completely opaque. So that's how we use that. Same like that, in bonus we have got HSL, HSP, and CMYK. We won't use that, but we are going to discuss about that. What does that mean? So we have got HSL, the next one, then CMYK, and then we have got HSV also. Okay. So HSL stands for hue, saturation, and lightness, while HSV also stands for hue, saturation, and value. So we can use HSL into a CSS also. So we can use that one. There's no need to be worried about that. So HSL, where hue 0 to something like in degree, we have got that 360 degree up to 360. Where 0 means completely, it does not have got hue. 360 degree also means 0 degree, because why I'm doing so then? Like if I will draw a line over here, first let me drag this. So a complete straight line is 0 degree. We have to know that first. And if we will turn that completely in 360 degree, then that will again be 0 degree. And this part is again divided into 3 sections. That is, let us say, with the help of this line from here, one section, which is equal to 120 degree. Then two section, which is equal to 240 degree. And the third one, which will be equal to the 360 degree again. Now, if you are writing hue value as the first position value as 0, then that will appear to be red. But if you will increase the value from 0 and go towards 120, it will start to turn into green. And if you will again move from green towards the 240 degree part, then again it will start to change into blue. That is how hue works over here. And from blue, again, if you start to increase the value and go to 360 degree, it will change into red. Like how? Let me show over here. It's 0, then some kind of value, 255, 255. I'm not going to use this. And saturation, let me give it 80%, because saturation value is given in percentage. And lightness, lightness, that will be also in percentage, so 80%. You can see over here we have got somewhat red, but which have got saturation of 80%. If I will make it 100%, and also lightness as 100%, it's completely turned into white. Okay, but if I will little bit try to increase this like 120, the lightness is 100, that's why it is showing white. I will make it 0, and saturation 0. You can see like this: 0 red, then 120 green, then 240 blue. So you can see the value over here. So 0 means red, then same like that. 120 means green, then 240 means blue. And you can adjust that by using the saturation and lightness. Same like that, we can use the CMYK and HSP. HSP also stands for hue saturation value. Value means brightness over here, lightness and brightness. So that there are a little bit difference over here. And these are other formats that are not used in CSS, but it can be used while you are making designs with Photoshop and any of the designing tools. CMYK, cyan, magenta, then yellow, key value. So these are also the color format, and these two color format are not used in CSS. They are used in designing tool only. Thank you for today. Hope you have understand about the color values. You can use this kind of thing, color values in your project. Thank you for today. Let's see you in next video.